Hey friend, welcome to the Mad Painter Show. You know how when you get started and then all of a sudden it's all of these distractions, calls, notifications, someone needs you right now, just right now. How do we overcome this disruption and stay focused on our mission? Grab your pen and piece of paper, friend, because I'm going to have two different ways of how, but it's still all connected, friend, because we're going to go with the surface breakdown and then we're going to go into a deeper breakdown. It's still connected, friend. This is why you want to have your notes. First, I'm going to start off with the surface breakdown. The surface breakdown begins with realizing that you have or a desire or something. It's something pulling you. It's something it's bigger than you, and it's like, hey, I'm over here and you're not going to get to me until you get up and start taking care of business. But you're like, where do I even start? I don't even know what this is calling me, but you know it's something calling you. Cleaning the wax out your ear, friend, and start listening a little bit deeper of what this is that's calling you and what it is, what it wants you to do. 2, changing your habits. In order for you to get to what it is that's calling you, or to see what this is that's within you, that's like, hey, this is bigger than me. We need to be getting on top of something. We have to change our habits. The first thing we do in changing our habits are paying attention to the things that aren't benefiting us. What are those things that are sucking up our time and not paying us anything, but we're paying it a lot of attention? Also, looking at the things, so we see the things that we need to get rid of or minimize spending time with those things. But now, what are the things that we need to implement? And in order for us to know what are the things that we need to implement, we need to have some kind of idea of what direction we're going in. What's the goal? What's the vision? What's the idea? When we have an idea of what that is, we have an idea of where we're going. Even if it's starting in what of those things that we need to change, that we know, oh, I don't really like those things, but this is something that I'm capable of changing. That's a starter, friends. 3, keeping our cool. Friend, we have to understand, realize, and recognize that our emotions don't rule us. They may be indicators of certain things, but they're not actually a cause for us to react just immediately. Oh, you made me feel like this, or oh, you made me feel like this. Instead of looking at how someone else or something else made you feel, let's look at how you made you feel, because you went along and accepted this feeling and entertain it, let it marinate up in here and come on down here, and now it's all processing it. This is part of the things and what it is we need to let go of. Friend. 4, learning something new. When we learn and experience new things, friends, this has a way of giving us different ways of seeing things, how we go about having different options. Because a lot of times when we respond off of our emotions, we feel like this is our only option. But when we learn something new, especially a thing of wisdom, learning how to control our emotions, learning how to look at things differently, and learn how to apply those things, this is helping us get closer to this idea, this vision, this dream, whatever this is that we are seeking to do or to become, or whatever this is, friend, whatever this is, even if it's for a brand new couch, okay? I'm just using that as an example. 6, developing into your purpose. So whatever it is that you are right now, it's a little different than who it is that we need to be for this dream, idea, vision, part of our purpose. Because we're not there yet, friend. But that's okay. This is why we're going through these different things, to know what it is that we need to change in order to be or become whatever this is that our dream, our purpose, because we can't keep allowing ourselves to be distracted. So this disruption thing, friend, it's set up. It's a setup. It's already there. It's in the making. And we are learning to overcome this thing, because once we know that it's me against the world, it's just everything against me, and I'm never gonna make it. Not if you're talking like that. And this is why we're having this discussion or this video talk, so that we can learn to overcome these things, even if this disruption is something within. So that's why we started off with the surface talk. And I got a tad bit of talking here. This is why I got all my drinks lined up and ready to go, friend, ready to go. Because this begins the breakdown of the deeper portion. I hope you got your tools ready. I hope you hope you open and ready to go. Okay, purpose. When we get our purpose, and not so much our purpose and leaning on our own understanding, because this is what I want to do. Now, don't get me wrong, because there are some of us who had this dream, idea, and vision since we were a kid. But it's still bigger than that, even though we may be in whatever this purpose is. So some of us know what our purpose is. I dropped my pen, but it's going to stay there. Some of us know what our purpose is. Some of us may not know, but it doesn't matter, because we all in this boat together, friend. We all in this boat of relationship together. Unity. When we have an idea of what our purpose is, and we're on that making of being purposeful, because we're on that marathon, friend. We not in a rush. We not in a rush, because this is an everyday process. And when we are in this processing of our purpose, this changes the game. But when we include God in on this purpose, friend, you knew he was coming. You knew he was coming up. You knew it was coming. This is what this is about, because this is how we go deeper. This is not a surface thing. And when we include God in on this, he really shows us our purpose. Because, friend, having this relationship, developing this relationship with God shows us what our purpose is. And how I mentioned earlier, some of us may already have an idea of what we purpose here to do. But when we include God in on this, it's bigger than us, friend. He has a way of expanding things. Multiplication. 1 + 1 is a whole nother thing. But when we going into this multiplication, friend, you may see this 1 × 1 × 1 as being a 1 type of thing. Oh, which is, of course, that is awesome and amazing for this one. And then it's like this big one. And then it's a big, I want to give this one to you in numbers. Because when two touch, agree, and expands, this is showing the body. If all of these ones wasn't connected to make a one, it would just be pieces of me. So when we get to a place of understanding and experiencing the fullness of God through all this unity thing, and he ties us into this body, and we start experiencing the people who are connected in with this body, friend, it is endless. It is endless. So our connection with God brings in this purpose, and it expands on this thing. It makes it bigger, friend. So even though I dropped my pen, I hope you have your pen, and if you dropped yours, just like I dropped mine, pause. So take a little pause, but I'm going to continue on, because this connection with God, here we may have an idea of what our purpose is, but when we are connected with God, friend, he has this plan for us. He has this plan for all of us. And when we tap into the plan that he has for all of us and really see his will and his plan and get to know him and experience him, we see how we fit into this plan. And when he personally talks to us, friend, and shows you this love, ooh, it's nothing like it. Where are my notes? Where am I at in my notes? So I'm letting you know in the game, in the door, because I've talked about relationships, and all this in connection with God. But the disruption is also a part of that, because friend, if you haven't already experienced, the minute that you get ready to, I'm gonna spend time with God and get to know, the dog want to bark, the cat want to say something, the kids hungry, all this stuff. You might have just fed the kids. I want something else to eat. Can you reach me this juice? It's something. And then it's where it comes to preparation. And then you try and prepare ahead of time. And then even though you try and wake up early, the car alarm go off. It's all this stuff happening. It's okay, friend. It's set up like this. It's a whole thing. It's set up like that. So this is part of us seeking wisdom, because this brings heightened awareness, even though I done moved down on in the list, friend, but that's okay, because it's all gonna come together. When we get to this place of connecting with God and get to this place of prayer, you learn to okay, I see what you're saying, because you're not just reading what he's saying and it's just an outside thing. You're experiencing this thing on the inside. You're not just seeing what he said, you're also seeing what he's saying. It's continuous. He's living. Just as living things breathe and grow, it's still going. It's still in existence. It is alive. Well, he is alive, and so is his word. And people have a way of just researching his word, and it's just all surface, and that's where the head knowledge comes in. They may sound super smart, but until you get in a relationship with God and say, oh, they ain't sounding all that smart, and all that smartness don't mean poop stank. And this is why we now lean to our own understanding, because when we have this spiritual connection with God, have this internal thing, this internal conversation happening, and when we're asking him these questions about him and reading his word and seeking him out and listening to what he has to say on the inside, and it's also being expressed on the outside, it develops a knowingness. So when these distractions and stuff come, we get to the habit of running to him, because sometimes we'll know what to do. Sometimes the distractions become so strong. It's like this where the weak comes in. And that's okay, because when you are weak, he is made strong. And it becomes to a place of making the decision, I'm seeking him out. I'm weak, Lord. I'm weak. I need your help. I feel like I want to strangle this person. I feel like I just want to jump off of something. Whatever it is. I feel like I'm just want to eat everything out the refrigerator. Whatever it is. Be 100. Be for real about what's going on and talk to him about it. So we want to get to a place where we are developing this relationship with God and recognizing the real goodness of God. All this, man, because there's some good up in there, friend. So getting into this deeper side, because I ain't going to keep going on and on. I can keep going on for days, friend, for years, for millennials, or whatever. Anyway, getting into this deeper side. Number one, which I will break down deeper into. Number one, tap and remaining into peace. Again, friend, all of this is connected with that first, little list that I broke down there. But we're just going to get a little bit deeper when we get into this connection with God, because now you getting plugged in. Gang. Once you join in, you in for life. You know what I'm saying? You in for life. But it's all up to you. But I'm giving you reasons as to why you want to be plug thug. I mean, not thug like that, but they don't call them disciples for nothing, because you got to be ready for this mission, because it's gonna be all this distractions, all this stuff trying to disrupt you from the mission, and we ain't got time for that, friend. So tapping and remaining into this peace. 2, heightened self-awareness. 3, learning to count it all joy. 4, learning new things. See how it's connected? I'm gonna get into that some more. 5, writing out your visions, goals, and ideas, which I mentioned there earlier, but I'm going to get into that a little bit more. 6, changing how you look at things, keeping your focus on God and His Word. I'm going to get into that a little bit more. So first and foremost, friend, all that's happening up in there, we got to clear that on out. All this that's happening up in here, we got to clear that on out. Because what I paid attention to, especially in being a counselor, and having moments, boy, you have all these people coming up to you. Well, I'm just to say for myself and being a counselor and having the counseling component in connection with the discernment component, people will just be running their mouth and not be open at all. And it's what I hear, what my spirit is telling me as they're running their mouth. They really try not to tell you nothing because they feel like they have to be here. And if they tell you anything, they're telling you their secrets and they don't want you to judge them. And I don't care about none of that. My spirit knows I don't care about none of that, but my spirit is letting me know what's going on so that my counselor ear is not like, but my spirit is still listening. And it's like it's a difference in that, because boy, when you be listening to people unloading all this stuff, it can be super weighty. I thank God for Jesus, because anywho. Where am I? Clearing your mind. When we get to that, but you got to dump it out. Let it go. Cast all your cares on the Lord. Talk to God about it. This is why you want to be 100 with yourself. Being truthful, for those who don't know what 100 means. Being truthful. No cap, friends. No cap. We ain't got time to be capping on this stuff. I done paid attention to when you capping on stuff that that's how I see it. You killing the truth. No cap. Remove the cap. Remove the caps. Remove the popping, the killing of the truth. Get to telling yourself the truth. When we get into a place of learning about God, wanting to hear what God has to say, that puts you in a habit of wanting to hear the truth, wanting to be truthful. You ain't got nothing to hide. When you understand and experience how loving God is, and then He already see everything any daggone way. What you hiding? I just go to Adam and Eve. It's what's in you. And you know you did wrong. That's why you hiding. We not hiding no more, friends. We're casting all our cares, all our problems, whatever is happening. Even if you feel like you can't, I just can't tell him about that. I can't get it out. I mean, friend, He knows. He knows. It's okay. He's not going to beat you up about it. But even if you got a whole bunch of stuff happening in this, grab a pen and piece of paper. I was pointing at the pen like you could see me. Grab your pen and a piece of paper and write it out. Get it out. Get it out. You want to have this clear, because when it comes time for you to receive, you got somewhere to put it, and then you remember what it is. And then you done been in such a habit of writing all the stuff out. When you get to receiving stuff and it's time for you to write the stuff out, you're not sitting there like, I don't feel like it. You're already in the habit of writing it out, friend. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Okay, so clearing this stuff up. So we are in a place where there's plenty of distractions, disruptions. It's set up like that. So we want to look at Adam and Eve. I looked at Adam and Eve. I'm just encouraging you to look at Adam and Eve, and not from a judgmental point of view, but we're learning. All of this is to help us learn, friends. Learning to not point the finger and not well, they made me do this. They made me feel like this was their fault that I got bucket naked. I'm just saying. And I mean, and looking at, I be trying not to blame them every summer, because I be sitting here like, Lord, I just be wanting to walk around naked, not for the sake of attention. I just be wanting spots to get some air, and I just be looking at Adam and Eve like, it's all y'all fault. Because right now we could be walking around naked, and it's just, but still, it's just being appreciative of the moment. I can't blame them. Season's gonna be seasoning like our season. Anywho, let's not look to please ourselves. And looking to please ourselves, boy, we miss out on all the stuff that God has to give. If he wants to bless us exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or think. I thought about this one person, if you listen to me, which I doubt. But I thought about this one person, and just imagining and dating this person. And everything was about exactly how they wanted it. I'm a pleaser. In being a pleaser, I want to give you what you want and stop. Don't be thinking nasty. That's just say I'm baking you a cake. And you tell me, oh my God, I love pound cake with the frosting on there, and it has all this. It's like, for real. And then you tell me what your favorite fruit is and all that. Boy, I'm gonna try it. So you tell me what your favorite is, and I'm gonna also give you favorite plus this, but it's all of your favorites connected. But if you're telling me exactly how you want it, and it gives me no room for creativity, because in paying attention to you, I done seen you like this, and I have this idea of putting all this stuff together, and I just see how to knock your socks off. And I mean, you'll just be like, oh, I wasn't expecting that, but I just love how that combination and how it tastes together. Oh my God. But you tell me how you want it just like this, just like this, just like this, and just like this. Every time. Every single time. No room to grow. No room to experience nothing new. As a pleaser, not saying this is how God, but saying as a pleaser, I want to go in above and beyond how the first time I did when I pleased you with the first little cake. So I gave you exactly what you wanted the first time, but let's see if I can do better. I want to even upgrade myself. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, after a while, if it's just like the same old thing, and I can basically read everything you want, oh my gosh, and you get mad at me when I try to go above and beyond. One, I'm gonna get bored. Two, it's like, okay, you know what? I'll let you do what you want to do because you know better what you want for you, even though I got the hookup on all this stuff that I know what you like and what you want. That's boring, friend. To me. So it's like, in the same token, I'm thinking about God. It's like, oh, do what you do. Because that one time when I asked for this, and I mean, it was still, I was leaving you room to do what you want to do. And it was when you gave me what I wanted and made it bigger. It's like, you know what? I'm going to let you do you. Because for what I saw, it was much smaller than this. And what you had, oh my goodness, this is amazeballs. Man, oh my gosh. Where am I in my notes? Next part. Let's open up for conversation and asking God, be like, what's up with this? Or what do you think about this? Or how do you feel about this? Or what about you? What about you? How do you feel? Because in seeing that Adam and Eve didn't really talk to God like that. I mean, I'm just saying, this is just for the sake of thinking deeper, digging a little bit deeper, like, what are the ingredients in this meal? This is absolutely delicious. But in digging deeper into that and just seeing how it was this whole conversation with Satan, but there wasn't that much talk with God. It's like, and then being in this relationship, now, like, you read, you see things different. The deeper you go in this relationship, it's like, oh my gosh. So we want to get to this point where we are experiencing God and actually getting to know him, because we're in this place. It's like pressure. You feel like you have to this, you feel like you have to that, and people will even tell you, well, in the name of God, you have to this. Baby, let me tell you how. This is why I'm telling you right now. Get to know him for yourself. Because if he didn't until you internally and confirm that message throughout others and in His Word, and saying, you know, this is what I'm asking you to do, this is what you have to do, and this, that, and the other. You ain't got to do nothing. I tried to leave out that word. Boy, I'm trying to tell you, friend. I'm trying to tell you. So you want to have this connection. Because you ain't trying to be deceived by what these people talking about just because they claiming that they rep that sect. They claiming to be a part of this or that or part of your people. What is that saying? Something about skin and family. Just because they the same don't mean that they family. Whatever that saying is. Friend. They go by a whole layered thing. So this is why we want to get to know God for ourselves and really know the love that He has for us and why He has that love. So and then tapping in, dang, I'm just getting the one. Forgive me if this is, I'm going to try to get to the point, child. Tapping in to peace is number one. So when we tap into peace, and make this a daily thing, because this is part of a relationship, not because you have to, friend. When we tap this in and make this as a daily thing, and the more we get to know about God, the more this shifts our desires. Because when we get in alignment with God and knowing about Him and seeing what pleases Him, and like really seeing how when He starts to talk to you, because our whole problem with people and us being traumatized and being hurt, people lied to us. People treated us in such a way in which we didn't expect. Well, we want to change our expectations with God and actually see what kind of God He is and how He's so loving. And even it's like, oh, why don't you call me Father? Hey, Dad. And so in seeing this is like a family relationship thing and how this family relationship goes. And He's interested in you knowing this thing intimately. So when we're reading His Word and He's saying, He's talking to us now along with Him talking to others then. We want to have this relationship. So this shifts our being. This shows us what our purpose is, because all of this is in alignment with His will. This is how we really get fruitful, become abundant. I mean, we can do these things on the surface, my friends, but internally, you still, I mean, you look real good for the gram and feel like crap on the inside and just be smiling away. People hoping and wishing that they was you, but you was wishing and hoping you was gone or somewhere else. So it's like, we keeping it real, friends, keeping it real. 2, heightened self-awareness. As you get more in tune with God, this heightens your self-awareness. You listen more to what God has to say. You're more willing to seek Him out. You're more willing to tell yourself the truth. This is what changes your habits, because you'll be more willing to sit down and reflect and have these conversations with yourself. Like, well, you know, when you do this is really what you want. But the last time you lied to yourself, this is what it came to. And you wasn't really seeing how this person was because of so. When we develop this relationship with God and start listening more to God, we're more willing to accept the truth, listen really to what people are saying and not what we want to hear, not what we want to see. And we're listening to the Spirit that's within. And the Spirit comes and having this relationship with God. It's all up to you. It's not a thing like, here's the Spirit, now I'm going to make you. No, it's a relationship, friend. It's a relationship. So this is what really changes your habits. It's not in this is what I'm supposed to do, so I'm going to try every day to do this. The change comes in the relationship. And when you experience something different, when you're shown something different, this is how you really be different. Because in what you're learning, you start applying. And how you're going about learning, because it's an experience, you can't help but apply it. Because you start to see what's the line. It's like, oh, no. So where am I? Where am I? Where am I? So this habit, when you get more into the habit of seeking God, it's not a thing where it's like you have to do. Man, you love this love feeling. You love being in the presence of God, and how it's in connection with count it all joy, which is number 3. When we go through stuff, you get to a point where you're going through things because all this stuff started hitting the fan all at one time. When you've been in places where it seemed like you were alone and you didn't know, it's total difference when you know God is there with you. And when you have this connection with him, he goes through with you, because there are times when, in order for us to go to we're at point A, but we have to go from point A to point B to point C, and these are different destination points. We have to go through. It's not always just going around. It's not always just, well, I'm gonna blink myself there and I got everything. No, we have to go through, because that's one thing I learned with The Alchemist. And The Alchemist, even though the dude was like giving up, I'm getting tired of this, he had to learn and allow what was processing from point A to show him the things, the tools, and the treasures that he picked up from point A is what's going to help him through point B to get to point C. So when we see how it all works for our good, it comes through us leaning on God, trusting in God. And when we understand that he does not lie to us, it's a whole different dynamic than when we're blindly trusting on people, because that's where the hurt and stuff come from. And it's like, friend, if we allow ourselves to lean on God, to trust on God, and he gives us, like, it comes through in the relationship and getting to know him. Believe that he hears you when you're seeking him out. So when we're at this place, we've been in places of darknesses, and when it comes back to stuff hit the fan, you will see that he is still there with us. So even though these times seem joy, there are times of heavy grief. There are still times and things in those moments that we can be thankful for, because his presence is still there. And if we allow him to come, because sometimes we'll want to be stuck in these places and have our arms folded, and we will extend those seasons because of what we made our minds up in. But if we are in a place where this is a relationship every day, daily, we are seeking his word and we want to be in his presence, it changes things, it shifts it. Then we will understand how we can count it all joy. So the more that we grow, and we're going through these hard times, we're also, because we're weak in these times, we're also seeing the strength of God and how God operates in our life, and see and experience how he neither leaves us nor forsakes us. This is another developing, growing part of this relationship. And once we see, even though at times where it seems like God may be quiet, or it seems like the devil is active, we're aware of his word. We're aware of his experiences and the experience that we had with him and in his presence. So even at the times where it seems like his presence isn't there, his word is there to remind us. Our experiences are our testimonies, because they are at the end when we go through, that's the celebration. But we are getting to a place where we have to learn how to celebrate him even while we are going through and have yet to make it to the place that we are going, because that's how we go about counting it all joy, because God is a loving God, a real God. And when we experience this real living love, it changes the game, friend. It changes the game. 5, writing it out. When we're writing out our goals, our ideas, his visions, write it down and make it plain. Sometimes we don't have an idea of what that is, but when we're getting to a habit of writing stuff out, like I mentioned earlier, now we're in a place of including God in and want to write out what he has to say. And as we're reading his word, the writing out helps us to memorize it. The memorization is not to show people how smart we are. The memorizations are tools to help us fight this war, because this is what's going to help us stand strong. This is what's going to help us us be who we need to be. Because as we're speaking things into existence, and all of these things are hearing and have this memory, let's speak the word and the truth of God into ourselves. This is not a thing to change people, but we are bringing the will and the word of God. May his kingdom come and his will be done. Let's experience that and see what this thing is about. Just because the people are getting distracted by what's happening on social media and so forth and so on, and who cares what's going on with these other people, whether judgment comes or not? God is not a liar, and he shall not be mocked. But we want to experience the love of God and stay focused on our mission and pay attention to what we need to pay attention to, friend, and mind our own business, so we don't get caught up in somebody else's mess. Changing how we looking at things. How we go about changing how we're looking at things is when we're looking at wisdom. And before I end this, forgive me for going a little bit longer, but before I end this, I want to end this with some words of wisdom, which is the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of God. And this is the things that we want to, I'm going to get to that. Ecclesiastes 7:11-12. Wisdom, like an inheritance, is a good thing and benefits those who see the sun. Wisdom is a shelter, but the advantage of knowledge is this: wisdom preserves those who have it. So, I mean, you can have the rich that have the wisdom of how to preserve the outside parts, but baby, and I mean the wicked rich, they ain't really learning how to preserve them inside parts, because it's damaged. It's damaged. So, and this is what we desire. These are the things that we desire of God. Colossians 1:9-14. For this reason, since the day we heard about you, we have not stopped praying for you. And this is what we want to pray for ourselves and what we want to ask for ourselves and also for others. That God will let me reread this. We continually ask God to fill you with the knowledge of his will through all the wisdom and understanding the Spirit gives us. This is an inside thing, so that you may live a life worthy of the Lord and please him in every way, bearing fruit in every good work, growing in the knowledge of God, being strengthened with all power according to his glorious might, so that you may have great endurance and patience, and giving joyful thanks to the Father who has qualified you to share in the inheritance of his holy people in the kingdom of light. Ooh, I could feel that. For he has rescued us from the dominion of darkness and brought us into the kingdom of the Son he loves, in whom we have redemption, the forgiveness of sins. Friend, this is an experience, and we want to experience this family relationship thing. I'm going to go ahead and end this because I'm sure you have plenty of notes and plenty of things to look at, friend. Talk to God. Have this relationship. Go ahead and start it right now. Ask him whatever it is that you want to ask him. But I encourage you, relationship. I love you guys. God loves you even more. Find out why. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, friends.